For break-even analysis or using Excel, of course, we know that BEP or break-even analysis is where you are looking for the number of units that you can sell so that you make zero profit. So that is break-even. We have break-even in units, the break-even point in units, and also the break-even point in revenue. So how many units will you sell to make a profit of zero, and how much revenue can you have for you to make a profit of zero? Now in Excel, when we are doing break-even, you can do that by using goal-seek. You can also do BEP by using a formula. You can also do BEP by using a scatter chart, line chart as well. So scatter chart stroke line chart can also help you to compute the same. We want to start with goal-seek. Now goal-seek is where you have an outcome. You set your goal, your target. We did this earlier. And now you want to know the input value that will help you achieve your target. You have the outcome. Like now in BEP analysis, our outcome will be a profit of zero. Now, if profit is zero, then how many units should we sell so that our profit can be zero? That is break-even analysis now using goal-seek. Now, we want to try it out, and here we have 750. I believe that was already a BEP, so change the 750 to some 1,200 units. So the units sold will be 1,200. 1,200. Then you can see the sales price, you can see the variable cost, and you can see the fixed cost. Now, there is a pro forma income statement. We fill it by using formulas. So you start with an equal sign. Then, of course, sales revenue is units sold times sales price. So you'll be clicking on units sold of 1,200 times the sales price of 10 times the sales price of 10. Enter. So that is equal sign, D12 and D13 gives you 12,000. Get the variable cost, equal sign. The units sold of 1,200 times negative, because it's a cost, you bring in the aspect of negative, then 6. You can see 6 in the variables. Enter. That gives us variable cost of 7,200. Get contribution, Alt equal. Alt equal is summation. You just do equal sign, sum up, or you can use keyboard shortcut Alt together with equal. Fixed cost is fixed, equal sign negative. Equal sign negative. Click on the 3,000. Click on the 3,000. Enter. Get the net profit. Now net profit is Alt equal, but it's not capturing the contribution. So adjust so that it captures the contribution. We are summing the 48 and 3,000, and it's going to give us 1,800. Now our profit is 1,800. And remember, our intention is to make a profit of zero. How many units are we going to sell so that we can make a profit of zero? Once you have this, go to the data menu. Again, in your menu bar, look for forecast. Under forecast, there is what if analysis. You'll see what if analysis. The data menu under forecast, there is what if analysis. Then click goal-seek. Click on goal-seek. Then set cell. Set cell. Which cell are we setting? So remove whatever is there. Set cell. We are setting net profit. So it means you will click on a cell that has net profit of 1,800. So you click on the cell that has 1,800. My case is cell H16. To what value? You want that cell to go to 0. That cell should go to 0. Then by changing what? You want your profit to go to zero by changing the unit sold. So then by changing sale, the changing sale is the unit sold under variables, and you simply click on the unit sold under variables. That is all. And then click on OK. So that gives you 750 as your BEP in units. That already changed, 750. The net profit is zero, and units sold 750. The sales revenue is 7,500. So at the end of the day, BEP in units is 750. Then BEP in revenue is 7,500. That way. So that is how you determine break-even point using GoalSeek in Excel. When using formula, then BEP is fixed cost over contribution. That is BEP in units. But BEP in revenue is simply fixed cost over contribution margin. Now we have, from the above example, the fixed cost is 3,000, the sales price per unit is 10, the variable cost per unit is 6. Now what is contribution? Contribution is equal to sales price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. That is like 10 minus 6. That gives you contribution. Contribution is 4. Now contribution margin is contribution over sales. So that will be equal sign contribution over, you use the slash for over, then sales. Sales is where we have the 10. Contribution is sales, contribution margin is contribution over sales price. Now we have a contribution margin ratio of 0.4, the 0.4. Now get BEP in units using the formula. That will be equal sign fixed cost. So click on the fixed cost divide by, then over contribution. Now contribution is 4. Click on where there is 4. H28 over H31. That will give you BEP in units. And the answer, 750. In revenue is fixed cost. The H28 is fixed cost. Divide that with the contribution margin ratio, which is 0.4 over 0.4. And the answer is going to be 7,500. Same. That's actually the same as what we have up there when using GoalSeek. Now BEP using scatter chart, line chart. Either we have variables, you can see the variables that have been given. We have the unit start, which is 0. The unit is increasing by 70. Price per unit is 45. The unit variable, 35. Then the total fixed cost is 4,000. Now we want to start by filling up the table. Start by getting the unit sold. Unit sold. Now look at unit start. The unit start is equal sign, then just click on the 0 up there. Remember, unit start is 0. So equal sign B44, where there is 0. Then enter. Then the units are increasing by 70. The units are increasing by 70. So in the cell that follows, B48, start with an equal sign. Then click on the cell up here, the one that is just here, the cell that is the B47. The B47 plus, use plus, because they are increasing by what? 70. So click where there is 70, above there in cell D44. That is cell D44. Lock cell D44 with absolute cell referencing. That is where absolute cell referencing now moves in. FNF4 for some laptops. Others you just do function key F4. There is F4. There is F1, F2, F3, F4. We are talking about F4. If you do that, it will lock $, Enter. Drag the formula down. Drag the formula down from 0 all the way to 770. We can get the sales revenue. We know that sales revenue is the unit sold times the price per unit. Unit sold times the unit price. That will be equal sign. The unit sold is where we have B47, this cell, times unit price is 45. So you click on 45 up there, lock with absolute cell referencing. Then lock with absolute cell referencing. Enter. Then drag down. Make sure you lock properly, then you drag down. If you don't lock well, it will not work, of course. Variable cost. Now, since we want a chart, don't include negative. Don't say that costs are negative something. Just say equal sign, the unit sold, times, then click on the variable cost up there of 35. Now lock the F44. That will be locked. F44 will be locked up there. Enter. And again, you drag the formula. You drag the formula moving down. Then get your contribution margin. And contribution margin is sales price minus variable cost. So equal sign to sales price minus variable cost. Sales price minus variable cost. Don't lock anything. Then just drag down. Fixed cost is constant. That one is very constant. Fixed cost is constant, equal sign. Click on the 4000, lock the 4000 because it's a constant element, and enter. Drag down. 4000, 4000, 4000. Total cost, you can also get total cost. And total cost is equals to variable cost plus fixed cost. Variable cost plus fixed cost. That will give you total cost. Enter, then drag down. So that gives us the total cost, and then just get the net income. Two ways of getting net income. You can take sales revenue minus total cost. If you want, you can take sales revenue minus total cost, like the sales revenue minus the total cost, and that will give you the answer that you want. That is way one. Or if you don't want to use that, you can also take the contribution margin minus fixed cost. Contribution margin minus fixed cost, and that also gives you your net income at the end of the period. If you are lagging behind, once the table is done, you insert a chart. We want to insert a chart, and we'll do a chart by selecting the unit sold all the way to sales revenue. That way. So again, from unit sold to sales revenue, moving down. From unit sold to sales revenue, then move down with it. We can also go for fixed cost, total cost, and net income. A fixed cost, total cost, and net income as well. So control key down. Make sure your control key is held down. Your control key is held down as you pick from fixed cost. Now select from fixed cost, total cost, and net income, all of them. Make sure you select that way. You cannot achieve that if the control key is not held down. So we said that you start by selecting this other part. Unit sold, sales revenue, moving down. Then control key held down. Then now select from fixed cost to net income, moving down. After selecting, go to insert. Go to insert. Go to the insert menu. Then go to the recommended charts. Recommended charts under charts. You will see recommended charts under charts. Recommended charts. The first chart is just okay. The first chart that you see there is just okay. And I'm going with it. So this one is okay. Line chart. If you see that line chart, it's fine. Just click on OK. and it presents you with a chart indeed. Then you can position this chart wherever you want. I want to take mine at the bottom. Just drag to increase the size, not so big, just enough. Now from what I see here, BEP. Now once you have the chart, we want to edit this chart, but straight away, BEP is where the sales revenue is cutting, the total cost, where sales revenue and total cost are meeting, or where the net income is cutting the x-axis. You can see where the net income is cutting the x-axis. That is where there is BEP of this particular item. So we edit this by clicking on the plus, chart elements. You will see chart elements. Have the axis titles, axis, the second one. Axis, achana nayo. Axis titles. Then grid lines, something small about grid lines. You move with the arrow on grid lines, click. I prefer going with the minor, and I remove the major ones. So minor, primary, minor horizontal, and primary, minor vertical. Go to the x-axis and call it unit sold. X-axis is unit sold. Y-axis is the amount. So the grid lines, we go with the primary, minor, and primary, minor horizontal, and primary, minor vertical. Title, a chart showing BEP in units and revenue. Chart showing BEP in units and also in revenue. There's a place I've clicked on, somewhere here, there. You will right click. So you see, you click until you get only one point. Then you right click on that. Then you'll see add data label. You will see add data callout. Add data callout. Data callout. We go for callout. So what have I done? There are so many. If you click once, you may see so many dots, but you just need one where there is close to where there is BEP. There, then right click. Then you see add data label. Move along, then select add data callout. Add data callout. Oh, mine has gone at a wrong place. So it's up here. Add data callout. Add data callout. You can see that that's exactly where BEP could be. This can be extended up, that you drag it across, it moves up there. That way. So you can drag it to whichever place that you want. Then you will say, you can edit whatever is inside and say, don't rub, you just edit. This will be BEP in units. Then the other one would be BEP in revenue, BEP in units, and also BEP in revenue. So BEP in units and also BEP in revenue. If you love colors, you can say that you want that to be even green in a different color. So that is BEP in units, 420, and BEP in revenue, 18,700 in units and in revenue.